Shruti Smriti Prananam Alayam Karuna Alayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. Upanishad 17th chapter, 77th shloka. Setum Sarva Vyavasthanam. The self is the bridge for all manifested world. Everything in the manifested world is supported by the self. Self is ever pure. There is no impurity. There is no night and darkness in self. All that is there is supported by self. So don't mix up the self with the karma or the caste, jati. So there are many people who think that I'm a sinner. I have done some mistake in life. I have done it wrong in life. So these are with respect to social circumstances. But that has nothing to do with Atma. Atma is always pure. The self is always pure. Look at yourself. You say, I was 10 years back somewhere. I am now here. 10 years back, I was very happy. Now I am suffering. What has not changed is I. Your happiness or suffering, your the place doesn't affect you at all, the real you. Now, when you say I, there's a false I, a sense of identification of the body, which you are thinking of mixing up with the body and mind. The real I is not at all affected. The false I continuously undergoes changes, and we always confuse the false I with the real I. So you have nothing to do with the false I. The real I is what you are, which is pure. In that pure self, the earth and heaven, mind and intellect, everything is appearing. The self is in the heart of everybody. Okay, heart means essence of you is self. It's not that physical heart. What you call as you is the self, real you. And what you call as what you think you are is not you. There's a thought. And thought is there's a thinking part and knowing part. Knowing part is you. The thinking part is a result of social interactions, self-identity which is built. Thinking is, so you think, oh, one day you think you're great because everybody in the society says you are great. So another day you say you feel bad because somebody didn't like it. Okay. So one day you feel, oh, I'm happy. Okay. Other day the body has a disease. So you go up and down. So this is not real self. If you ask yourself, this real self has never changed in your life. The I has not changed. So social identity, social transactions, social interface has changed. But that you don't confuse with the real self. The self alone is there in the beginning, in the front, in the back, behind. Everything is self only. Other than self, nothing is there. Okay? You have to understand the self. When I say self, the world, the flower, is appearance in consciousness. It is not real in the sense it will appear and disappear, but self doesn't appear and disappear. So the self is called a bridge. Bridge for what? A bridge is for crossing over. A bridge which is there between one bank and the other bank. In the self, there is no bank. Okay, the world is supported and sustained by the self. Your body and mind and intellect is supported and sustained by the self. Self itself is not touched by sorrow, good merit, or sin. All sins will return from here. This is what Chandogya Upanishad says. One who touches the self becomes free from all the sins. One who understands that he is the real self. and understands the false self is not me. It's an appearance, of course. Okay, it's an instrument. Body and mind is an instrument, but the instrument you start confusing yourself, you're in trouble. It's as if you're confusing yourself as with your mobile phone. The self alone can give immortality. So focus on the self based on by contemplating on Omkara.